Hi guys, today's video is on this ultimate glowy glass skin base that is sweat-proof and also not cakey. It's for someone with any type of skin, oily, dry combination. So if you want to see how I get this, then just please keep on watching. Starting off, skincare is really important. Use your serum, use your eye cream, do your entire skincare routine because good skin is always good makeup. As an oily skin girl, personally, I feel like serum, moisturizer, sunscreen, everything can be very heavy. It can make me even oilier. So a little bit of a tip for you guys, just mix your sunscreen and moisturizer in equal parts. That's something I do and it helps me not have too thick of a moisturization. And then I just went ahead and primed, and I will be color correcting my usual areas. And now I get tons of questions about how to make sure that the orange doesn't seep through your foundation. A tip for that, set your color corrected areas with a little bit of translucent powder. It just sets it in place and makes sure that it doesn't slip and slide. Now I will be mixing my foundation with a little bit of luminizer. I'm using the MAC Strobe Cream here and I'm mixing that in, and I will be painting that on. Painting it on just helps you visualize exactly how much you're putting on, so you know you're not putting in too much. If you haven't put enough like I'm doing here, you can go ahead and add more to areas where you need. And I prefer using a brush, especially when I'm using such a thin layer of foundation, and you can already see my skin is glowing. And then I will be adding coverage exactly and only where it's needed. So I'm just going over my cheek areas where I have a little bit of acne scars, and I'm just covering that up. And then I will be concealing my under eyes with this same skin tone concealer before I go ahead and brighten it with a lighter concealer. Now for the glow, I will be applying some liquid highlighter on top of my cheekbones, and I will be blending that out with the warmth of my foundation, and instantly you can see my skin is glowing even more. Now I'm going to go ahead and brighten my under eyes and my forehead a little bit with a much lighter concealer. If you go straight in with a really light concealer, it can make you ashy, so make sure you use a skin tone one first and then a lighter one. And now I'm just setting my under eyes, and if you can see carefully, I am setting only half of my under eye and explicitly leaving out the highlighted areas wet. And then I'll be setting my wet skin with a very finely milled highlighter, something like the MAC Soft and Gentle, and just layering up your cream and powder highlight over wet foundation will give you the ultimate glass-like skin without making it look too artificial or cakey. And then setting my T-zone with some translucent powder. Now I personally think that cream products give the most dewy skin-like effect, and just layering powders over creams gives the most skin-like finish. So that's what I'm doing. I'm applying a little bit of stick contour to the brush and then applying it on my skin so that it's not too much, not too cakey. And then I will be setting my entire face with the translucent powder. This is a great tip, especially if you're gonna wear your makeup throughout the day. I really suggest you wear translucent powder the first time you set your makeup, because either ways throughout the day you're going to be setting your face with a whole lot of powder foundation. So try to keep it as light as possible in the first round so that you don't look too cakey by the end of it, by the end of the evening. And then I just bronzed up, and now I just contoured my nose, and then I will be setting my face with a wholesome amount of setting spray. And I will be doing that before I bake. And another great tip is to only bake exactly where it's needed, because I feel like it can make you look a little cakey, a little too much. So I'm only reverse contouring my nose a little bit on my under eyes for the brightening effect, since this is a yellow powder, and just underneath where my contour would be to just chisel everything out. And I will be brushing that off real soon right after my blush. And I just want to show you guys a more realistic option. This is something I'm most likely to wear on the morning of Eid, just some light lashes or even mascara and a bright lip. and just this base, because this base is already so glamorous and glowy. So yeah, if you want to just do this, then feel free. And this would be the end output. But I also wanted to show you guys what it would look like with a full face of makeup on, with eyeshadow and everything. So here I am. I just switched up my lipstick, put on some eyeshadow, and lots of setting spray to lock everything in place. For highlighter, if you see carefully, I will only be highlighting the apples of my cheeks and not my entire cheekbone and everything. So the whole idea behind this look is to use as little highlighter as possible, just to make it look as skin-like and natural. And the trick is to just layer up cream and powder on top of each other on wet skin to get that real glass-like skin effect that still makes your skin look like skin, which is important especially to me because I have some texture going on and I don't have the best skin, so this is a great way. Now to see how this makeup holds up after a few hours and how the Huda Beauty setting spray performs, just keep on watching. Hi guys, so I've been wearing this makeup for about 8 hours now, and I know I usually don't do like check-ins and stuff like that. I do my makeup and I'm out of here. But today, since I did like a foundation routine, I thought I would just show you guys what it looks like after a certain amount of time, because I know most of you might be trying this out for Eid. Even if not, I just wanted to see how this holds up after like a certain amount of time. And it's been about, like I said, 8 hours, roughly 7 to 8 hours, around that. And I remembered how I used the Huda Beauty Resting Boss Face setting spray, and I know it's really new and some of you might be considering purchasing it, and I thought it'd be a great opportunity to like sort of review that if possible, because I have heard a lot of mixed reviews, so I thought, you know, I'd give my 2 cents on this. And yeah, let me just give you a quick preview of what it looks like. I've had no touch-ups, so this is completely touch-up free. I didn't even carry my powder today with me. The only thing I've reapplied is my lipstick, so that's the only thing. And other than that, this is all pretty much like since I've worn this when I filmed this. And in my opinion, it still looks really good. And I usually set my face with the Urban Decay All-Nighter. I've been using this for pretty much like 2-3 years. I use this on my clients and this is really good, and there's no need to exaggerate on that. Let me look close up. Yeah, it still looks pretty much the same. I do have oily skin and I did some walking around in the outdoors, so it's likely that I got a little oily, a little sweaty. But my skin still looks pretty good. Like, I don't see a lot of oil coming up. Yeah, even when I touch it, it's not oily at all actually. It's not oily at all. My nose is the usual like oil bay, but yeah, even this. Just a quick little disclaimer, I'm describing the results in comparison to my Urban Decay All-Nighter, and I know the All-Nighter doesn't claim to be mattifying or anything like that, so yeah, just thought you guys should know. Not oily at all. Okay, so my major concern are my laugh lines. They start cracking up like even like 10 minutes into me doing my makeup, which it has. It definitely has. So usually what I have to do is, if I carry my powder, I'll just like quickly blot it a little bit with my powder, or I'll go ahead and just smoothen this with my finger if I'm like really on the go. And I really haven't done that at all like today. So for that, considering that I haven't touched it at all, I think it still looks really good. From afar you can't even tell like they've like cracked or something, but like obviously when I look close up I can tell like it's cracked a little bit. Yeah, and other than that, it's that, my makeup's been set and like just in place, which I'm really happy about. So yeah, this is something you guys can totally do if you have a long day ahead. I'm someone who has oily skin and it doesn't really make me look oily per se. It just makes me look like glowy and nice. But if you really follow the steps, like if you powder properly and if you go in light layers, it will really ensure that your skin doesn't look cakey, but you still have the glow without looking oily. Now coming to the Huda Beauty Resting Boss Face Spray, I think this is a really good spray. I love the nozzle on it, like it just sprays really well. It's not like a squirty spray like the Fix Plus is amazing, but just I hate the spray on that. This spray is actually really nice. The smell is something that a lot of people are really concerned about as for the videos I've seen, and to my surprise, I'm not very sensitive to smell, let me just say that. So if you are, this might be really annoying for you, but I feel like it has a nice sweet smell. Like it has a very parlor like smell, like when you walk into a salon, you know the sort of smell you get just from like the shampoos and like the sprays all around. I feel like it has like that sort of a scent to it, which I honestly don't mind. Okay, and I just want to say that I didn't wear this top outside. I filmed this video, I changed and then I went out, and when I came back I just put this back on. And this still smells like the setting spray, so the scent lingers. That's definitely one thing that it does. So if you are someone who's like really iffy about scents, I'd say try it out first if possible. If you're ordering online, I know there isn't like a possibility, but if you're really iffy about scents, then maybe stay away from it. But other than that, someone like me, I can definitely do with it. Just make sure you're not like, you have your mouth closed, you're not breathing while spraying. But like that's something I do in general with setting sprays. Now the only really weird thing that I encountered with this was the fact that when I sprayed it, my hair got stiff. Like when you spray hairspray, you know how your hair gets stiff? My hair got stiff, which I really feel weird about, which makes me think, you know how they've been branding this as almost like a hairspray. It's been like the idea has been derived from the fact that how drag queens set their face with hairspray. So they want something really like extra hold, and it even says on the bottle like extra hold. It just makes me think, is this like hairspray? Because my hair got really stiff, and it doesn't really happen with other like setting sprays. It might make my hair a little sticky or something like that, because I do have really fine and thin hair and my hair gets oily and stuff like that easily. So sometimes I feel like when I put on a lot of setting spray, my hair can get a little weird, but never like stiff like hairspray. But this one definitely made it seem like that, which I haven't like heard any of the reviews say that, so I'm a little surprised. But moving on, I think that's not a complete deal breaker for me. I can definitely just like hold something on my hair while spraying this, which I do lots of times, especially when I have like big events to go to and I want my hair to stay like looking a certain way or just looking good, and I don't want to mess that up with a regular setting spray. I sometimes like put something on top of my hair and then just spray my face. So that's definitely something you can do if you're weird about your hair getting stiff. But other than that, I think it's a pretty good spray. It's held up my makeup pretty good. Yeah, and I think that concludes the video. If you have liked the video, please don't forget to leave it a like, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You can always leave comments below about your video requests, and I'll try my best to always fulfill them. Please don't forget to follow me on my social handles, my Instagram and my Facebook page. I'm always posting more looks there, even if I'm not necessarily posting it on YouTube. So feel free to follow me there, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye!